Good morning, Richard Eckley here. Happy Wednesday morning to you. Here we are, Hump Day they call it, halfway through the week. It's flying by again. We're on a Wednesday, so we're on Relationship Wednesday on your 4 keys to a healthier, happier you. And the question is, are you worried about the empty nest? Ooh, scary. Certain stages of life. As we go through life, we have sort of certain stages. And I put it down to 3 main stages. There's BK, K, and AK. And what these are, BK is before kids, K is kids, and A is after kids. And as you go through life, in the first stage, before kids, we were basically kids. We were growing up, we were living our lives, we were doing what we wanted to do, we were playing, we were enjoying it, we were growing. Obviously, had a few struggles as you go through life. And then we sort of grew up, we grew into our adulthood, and then we entered the K stage, the kids stage. Well, this was a whole new ball game, the kids stage. No one really knows. There's no manual. There's no instructions with having kids. You literally learn as you go along. So you're on a learning curve for a good 20 years where you're learning every day something new that's going to happen with your kids. You're trying to sort out, you're trying to solve problems, trying to keep them happy, keep them healthy, keep them entertained. And this is like a 20-year process where it's just our life is evolved around our kids. That's just, no matter what else we had, our kids is everything. So that's just what we focus on, and our life is basically kids. We are no longer, perhaps we would say David or George or Sarah or Susan, whoever we were before kids. After kids, we're someone's mum or someone's dad. And that's who we are for 20 years. That's how it stays. You've lost your name. You are just, oh, you're someone's mum. Oh, you're someone's dad. And that's just who you stay. And that's what our life revolves around. And that's an amazing, amazing area. We learn so much. We grow so much. We develop so much. And it's the biggest highs and the biggest lows, the biggest wins and the biggest losses sometimes. It's a crazy learning curve. And that's the kids area. That's where we have our kids we're going through. And then you get to the AK, which is after kids. And that can be a scary transition time, because sometimes, as you said, you spent the last 20, 25 years just focusing all on the kids, everything on the kids. And all of a sudden, they've started to develop their own lives. They're growing up now. They're doing their own things. And they don't really need us much anymore. It's like my youngest is now 17. And my biggest thing I have to do now is make sure there's food in the house and wash his clothes. And that's about it really now. He's just off doing his own life. He's got his own things. He's doing his stuff. And we're sort of like, yes, we still see each other and chat in a way, but it's just, that's my main role, is basically providing food and washing clothes. So that's how you get to that. And then you think, well, I've now got this suddenly a lot of time all of a sudden here where I'm not focused on the kids anymore. So then we can start to do things we want to do ourselves. We can think back to when we were in that BK area, the before the kids area, of the dreams and the passions and the things we wanted to do. But then we sort of put them on hold because we started to have kids, and that was the end of that. So now we can start again in the later years, in the after kids area. We can then return to it again and think, oh, what were my dreams that I wanted to do? And now we have the time to do it. We can start to develop the things we want to do. So we can develop new hobbies. We can develop a business. We can develop new skills. And it's quite good as well. If we're with our partner as well, of course, we've got the partners still together, which is good, which is nice they are. Then you can do things together. You can develop a new hobby together. And that's so important. Maybe if you're sort of just, the kids are suddenly gone, so your main focus is suddenly sort of left the nest, the empty nest syndrome, as they say. They've flown the nest. Then there's just the two of you there. So then you can start to develop your interests together. You can get a new hobby together. Perhaps you both like gardening, or you both want to dance, or you both want to sing, or anything you want to do. But there's something you're both interested in. And first of all, it can be quite difficult because one might want to do one and one want to do another. So that's good then. You've got your own interests. But it's also good then to develop an interest together. Just a one-off thing you can both do. Perhaps you want to sing. I know my mum and dad, they joined a choral society for years. They were singing with that. But they're still doing their own things. And you can do your own thing as well as develop something you can come together with as well. It's just, sometimes being together all the time can sort of cause problems because you don't have any separate interests then. So it's good then to have your own interests, but also have things you can come together on as well. And then as I said before, you can just think back to what you were doing in the BK area, before the kids area. Or is there something you always wanted to do, something you always wanted to develop, or perhaps you wanted to do a business or go into something? Well, now you've got that time, now you've got that, you still got the energy to do things like that when you're still young enough to do it. And you can sort of research into it, look into it, and you can start a whole new area of your life again in the after kids part, where it's up to you to start to develop the things you want to do. So it's not a scary thing anymore. Now it's like one book is slightly closing, but there's a massive book opening up, a whole new book. You've got a brand new start of a page if you want, and you can just fill this book out any way you want to, with experiences, with things you want to do, with perhaps developing businesses. Anything you want to do is suddenly open again. So the empty nest syndrome is really a very good place to be at, because you've got a wealth of knowledge. You've lived so many years. You've gone through so many challenges. You have a wealth of knowledge. If you wanted to develop a book on how I raised my kids and they still survived. You could do a book on that even, because everyone's got a different story, different unique thing of what their kids got up to, what they used to say, how they went through. So that's an area you can develop yourself, and it's just realising the wealth of knowledge we have as we grow through. We think, oh, I don't know anything, I just brought the kids up. But that's a massive learning curve there. That's a whole, 20, 25 year can be learning curve. And that could be an amazing book, an amazing course, amazing business even, just on that one area. So you can do anything you want to do in our future. And once you get into the empty nest syndromes, the after kids area, that's when it's time to, you can get your name back if you like. You're not someone's mum, you're not someone's dad. You are David or George or Susan or Jessica or any name you want, whoever you are. You can be you again. So it's a nice place to be. That's my little thought today on Relationship Wednesday. If you're afraid of the empty nest syndrome, is it getting near for you now? Well, don't worry, it's a whole new page about to open up, and then things can move forward and just, yeah, it's all good. Have a good day today, wherever you are. All the best.